first time at Chili's. So we got salsa, just a little bit more fries, fajitas, chocolate lava cake. Take a bite.
What if I told you that a struggling restaurant chain, one that most people hadn't visited in a decade, just pulled off what analysts are calling the best turnaround of all time in the restaurant space? A chain that achieved 31% same-store sales growth in a single quarter, while their competitors were closing locations left and right. A chain that went from wallpaper to TikTok sensation, generating over 200 million views and turning mozzarella sticks into the most viral food item in America. This is the story of how Chili's grill and bar defied every industry trend, rewrote the playbook for casual dining, and became the #1 traffic brand in casual dining for all of 2025. Stay tuned, because what they did could change everything you thought you knew about restaurant success. The crisis. Let's rewind to 2022. Chili's was in trouble. Deep trouble. The casual dining industry was hemorrhaging customers. Consumer habits had shifted. Inflation was crushing family budgets. And Chili's? Well, Chili's had become what industry insiders call wallpaper. Familiar, but completely irrelevant. When people heard the name Chili's, they'd smile with nostalgia and say, "Oh man, I haven't been there in about 10 years." That was the problem. Fond memories, but zero urgency to return. The numbers tell the brutal story. While the restaurant had pulled back on national advertising to cut costs, their brand recognition meant nothing if people weren't walking through the door. The menu had ballooned to over 125 items, making operations complicated and inconsistent. Restaurant maintenance had been deferred. Equipment was breaking down. Staff morale was low. And here's the kicker. From December 2023 to December 2024, Chili's actually closed locations. They went from 1,230 restaurants to 1,209. They were shrinking, not growing. Meanwhile, competitors were struggling too. Red Lobster filed for bankruptcy. Applebee's was stagnating. TGI Fridays was closing stores. It seemed like casual dining's glory days were over. But in June 2022, everything changed when a new CEO walked through the door. The turnaround architect. Meet Kevin Hochman, the man who would orchestrate what's now being called the greatest comeback in restaurant history. Hochman didn't try to reinvent Chili's. Instead, he did something radical. He went back to basics. He asked a simple question: what made Chili's great in the first place? The answer: everyday value and great food. Simple, right? But the execution required completely transforming the company from the inside out. The menu revolution. First, Hochman slashed the menu by 25%. Remember those 125 items? Gone. The new philosophy: do fewer things, but do them better. He eliminated 13 menu items and 12 pantry SKUs. No more trying to be everything to everyone. Instead, Chili's would focus on what they call the 5 to drive. 5 core categories that now account for 58% of all sales. Burgers, margaritas, fajitas, chicken crispers, and later, the Triple Dipper. This menu simplification wasn't just about the food. It made kitchen operations faster, more consistent, and less stressful for staff. The labor investment. While other chains were cutting staff, Hochman did the opposite. He invested $160 million more in labor compared to 3 years earlier. He hired dedicated bussers. Imagine that. So servers could focus on hospitality instead of clearing tables. He added more cooks to handle increased volume. He deployed labor strategically to where it mattered most, creating amazing guest experiences. The operational overhaul. Hochman spent over $100 million on maintenance and repairs over 3 years. New kitchen display systems replaced hundreds of pages of reference guides. Broken equipment got replaced, or better yet, upgraded. They're now installing TurboChef ovens system-wide because they're faster, cook more evenly, and are more reliable than the old conveyor belt ovens. These weren't glamorous investments. Nobody writes headlines about new ovens. But they made all the difference. The marketing explosion. Here's where it gets really interesting. Chili's marketing budget went from $32 million in 2022 to $137 million in 2025. That's a 328% increase. But they didn't just spend more money. They spent it smarter. the viral phenomenon.
With DIY project.
Let's get some Chili's.
April 2024. This was the moment everything exploded. The Triple Dipper, an appetizer that lets you choose 3 apps and 3 dipping sauces, had been on the menu for years. But suddenly, it went absolutely viral on TikTok. Food influencers discovered that Chili's fried mozzarella sticks created the perfect cheese pull, that slow-motion stretch of gooey cheese that social media algorithms absolutely love. Videos started racking up millions of views. The hashtag Triple Dipper generated over 200 million views. Food creator Carissa Dumbacker, who has 4.5 million followers, made video after video showcasing the cheese pull, saying, "Drink every time I say cheesy." But here's what separates smart companies from lucky ones. Chili's didn't just sit back and watch. They leaned in. The social media strategy. Chief Marketing Officer George Felix and his team started mining social media to see how guests were using the Triple Dipper. They discovered people were creating hacks, like stuffing Nashville hot mozzarella sticks inside Burger Bite sliders. So what did Chili's do? They partnered with influencers. They created new flavors specifically designed for social media virality. Nashville Hot Moz and Honey Chipotle Moz. They encouraged the creator community to visit and film their experiences. And the results? Mind-blowing. Triple Dipper sales surged 70% year over year. The item went from representing 7% of total sales to 14%. And by the end of 2025, it hit 15%. In Q3 2024, CEO Kevin Hochman revealed that the Triple Dipper accounted for 40% of Chili's entire sales growth. 40%. Chili's sold over 29 million Triple Dippers last year. 63% of those orders included mozzarella sticks. Beyond social media. But the genius of Chili's strategy wasn't just about going viral. As CMO George Felix said, marketing brings them in, but operations keep them coming back. They also launched the 3 for Me value campaign, a $10.99 meal that directly challenged fast food. The messaging was brilliant. Better food than fast food, for basically the same price, in a sit-down environment. They created the Big Smasher Burger to compete with fast casual burger chains. They even made it a competitive spectacle, calling out competitors publicly. This multi-channel approach, value messaging, viral social content, quality improvements, and competitive positioning created a perfect storm of relevance. The unprecedented results. Okay, enough build-up. Let's talk numbers, because these numbers are absolutely insane. Q2 2025 results. Same-store sales growth, 31.4%. Traffic increase, 19.9%. Average unit volumes, over $4 million, up from $3.1 million in 2022. Restaurant-level margins, 18.9%, up 470 basis points year over year. And this wasn't a one-time fluke. Chili's has posted 19 consecutive quarters of positive same-store sales growth, 5 straight quarters of double-digit growth, beat the casual dining industry average on traffic for 7 consecutive quarters. 2024 full-year performance. Chili's was the #1 traffic brand in casual dining for the entire year. Sales growth of 15%, higher than even Texas Roadhouse. Customer visits surged 29% in January, 17% in February, and 22% in March 2025. 2-year comparable sales growth, 43%. 3-year comparable sales growth, 45%. To put this in perspective, analysts compared Chili's 2-year sales stack to Popeyes during the famous chicken sandwich craze. It's that level of growth. Financial transformation. Brinker International's annual revenue surpassed $5 billion for the first time in company history. They paid down over $570 million in debt over 3 years. Stock prices soared 174% over 12 months, making it one of the best-performing restaurant stocks. Meanwhile, their competitors were struggling. Applebee's launched a copycat $9.99 meal, cheaper than Chili's $10.99. Red Robin tried daily specials. But here's what Hochman said about that. While competitors can certainly price below our 3 for Me offer, it is very difficult for them to replicate the total value proposition given the amount of time and investment we have put into improving the experience. The industry context. Remember, this happened during one of the toughest periods for restaurants in recent history. In 2024, nearly 40% of U.S. restaurants experienced sales declines. Quick-service restaurant visits dropped 1.6% in Q1 2025. Consumer confidence fell due to inflation and economic anxiety. The overall restaurant industry saw its lowest annual sales increase in 10 years, excluding COVID. And Chili's? They grew 31% while the industry burned. The sustainable advantage. Now, here's the billion-dollar question. Can they keep it going? Skeptics have questioned the sustainability. After all, TikTok trends fade. Viral moments are fleeting. Competitors will copy the value messaging. But Kevin Hochman and his team have a response, and the data backs them up. Why this is sustainable. First, the experience matches the marketing. Too many brands go viral, but can't deliver when customers show up. Chili's invested in the infrastructure, labor, equipment, training, to ensure that first-time TikTok visitors become regular customers. What's happening is that young people are coming in after they've seen us on TikTok, and they're like, wow, this experience is really good. And it becomes a part of the rotation, Hochman explained. Second, they're not resting on their laurels. Chili's recently relaunched their ribs platform with bigger portions, better smoking, and improved recipes. Is testing a premium chicken sandwich lineup at 200 locations before a national April launch. Continues menu innovation while maintaining discipline. No limited time offers that complicate operations. Plans to remodel 200 priority restaurants with modern designs. Third, the fundamentals are strong. Chili's per person check average is still $3 less than direct casual dining competitors and $4 less than the casual dining average. They have pricing power they haven't even used yet. Fourth, the momentum is building, not fading. Early 2026 data shows comparable sales up 8.6% in Q2. That's on top of the previous year's massive gains. Chili's just notched their 19th consecutive quarter of growth. As Hochman said during their latest earnings call, Chili's was the #1 traffic brand in casual dining for the entire 2025 year. Simply put, Chili's has been repositioned to win for the long term, and that's exactly what this team is going to do. So what can we learn from Chili's incredible comeback? Lesson 1. Focus wins. They eliminated complexity and became exceptional at a few core things rather than mediocre at many things. Lesson 2. Invest in fundamentals. Labor, equipment, maintenance. These aren't sexy, but they're essential. You can't outmarket bad operations. Lesson 3. Meet customers where they are. Chili's didn't just advertise on TikTok. They created food that was made for the platform. They understood the medium. Lesson 4. Value is king. In economic uncertainty, authentic value messaging resonates. But value isn't just price. It's the complete experience for the money. Lesson 5. Culture matters. Hochman built a team that's encouraged to take big swings and experiment. Innovation comes from empowered teams. Lesson 6. Sustainability requires infrastructure. Viral moments are great, but you need the operational capacity to convert buzz into long-term customers. Chili's isn't just a comeback story. It's a masterclass in strategic transformation. They prove that even established brands in declining industries can reinvent themselves with the right leadership, investment, and execution. If you found this deep dive into Chili's remarkable turnaround valuable, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We break down the strategies behind the world's most successful businesses so you can apply these lessons to your own ventures. What do you think about Chili's comeback? Have you tried the viral triple dipper? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. Next week, we're analyzing another restaurant chain that went from bankruptcy to billions. You won't want to miss it. And if you're a business owner or a marketer, ask yourself, what's your triple dipper? What product or service could you double down on and amplify? What complex processes could you simplify? What customer experience gaps need investment? Chili's story proves transformation is possible, even when everyone's written you off. Now get out there and create your comeback story. Until next time, keep hustling, keep learning, and remember, marketing brings them in, but operations keep them coming back.